Libya's two rival governments have agreed to appoint an interim administration within 2 weeks. The internationally recognised parliament in Tobruk and its rival in Tripoli have signed a declaration after a year of UN-mediated talks. It also states that elections will be held within 2 years. Well, Anas El-Gamati is the General Director of the Sadek Institute. That's a think tank based in Libya. He joins us now. Thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us here on TRT World. Can you just clarify then what the two sides have agreed to?
So they've agreed to appoint a 10-member committee that will seek to appoint a new president and a deputy. Now that might change to become a president and two deputies, but at the moment it seems like they're trying to discuss a president and a deputy, and then within the coming weeks they'll try to announce a government of national salvation, presumably being members from the east, the Tobruk-based parliament, and members from the west, the Tripoli-based parliament, and a government that will try to seek to govern for 2 years, in addition to the announcement that they will go back to the 1963 amended constitution that was declared in 1951 under the King Idris government of 1951. So it seems like at this moment in time they're agreeing that they want to move forward. Now there are no names that have been set. There are obviously no ceasefire agreements that have been set, and I think unfortunately they have to deal and tackle with some really, really strong obstacles that have also derailed previous attempts to try to bring the two tables to the side, two sides to the table, and try to find a meaningful, sustainable peace treaty.
You say there that there are obstacles. It's taken a year to get to this point. In your opinion, is this agreement that we're seeing, is it workable in the long term?
If this is a government that is possible in the long term, if I hear you correctly, I think what has always kind of marred the country in violence so far is this notion of pluralism. What do you do when one takes one side, or one government, or one party, or one political leader takes one side, but then feels the other side breathing down his neck or her neck throughout the entire period they're in power? Now, not in this normal kind of typical sense of political competition or democratic competition, but literally an existential threat now. Unfortunately, that has been the case since 2012, since the elections in July of that year, and it continues to be the case until today in 2015. Now, if we can try to establish the rules of the game, that being that you cannot describe a political opponent or a political leader or a political party in military terms and then predefine from the outset who the hero is, who the villain is, who the good guys are, who the bad guys are, who the terrorists are, and then try to conduct normal political life or try and transition towards democracy, those things won't work. We'll be back to the same situation that we are in today, or the worse that was here in 2014. And ultimately we'll be left with very little more than just a very expensive piece of paper that's been signed by two sides, but nothing meaningful, nothing coherent for the future. And also now they have a very, very difficult task of fighting ISIL in Derna and in Sirte, two sides of the country. That is going to be very, very painful for the country, but also now economic austerity measures that will really impact the average citizen. So no more free rides for politicians in Libya, a very, very difficult mandate that they have in the next 2 years, and ultimately the need for a healthy broker now. This has been conducted Libyan to Libyan without the international community, so what their role will be in 2016 is yet to be seen.
Okay, Anas El-Gamati, thank you very much for your insight. Thank you for your time.